So every day I get a lot of DMs, which by the way, if you want to communicate with me, you can communicate with me by DM through school.com/Monica Main. And yes, you communicate directly with me. But I've been getting a lot of DMs lately about asking for side hustle income opportunities. Because let's be real, the economy is not going to get any better anytime soon. If you're waiting for a white knight on a white horse to come riding in to save the day, that ain't going to happen. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the easiest and fastest opportunities that you can set up for side hustle income to not only get you through, but also to allow you to thrive in the months and years to come, because it's going to get harder. It's going to get harder for most people. And if you're already having a problem stretching the dollar now, it's not just a luxury to get a side hustle income opportunity going. It's a requirement. So I'm going to share with you in this video exactly how to do it step by step. The best opportunities, in my opinion, for today's day and age, and the ones that I would start if I was starting from scratch with nothing, and how I would do it to set everything up pretty much in the next couple of weeks or less and start making money. So let's get into it. So I have 3 opportunities for you. One of them is as cheap as $15 to get started with, and I'm going to share that with you toward the end. But first things first, let's talk about what I would do, knowing everything I know in my 30 plus years of business experience, what I would do if I was starting from scratch, had nothing to get started with, and if I was up a creek without a paddle trying to make it in today's day and age. So here's what I would do. I would focus on what opportunities I think I can do. And that's going to range and vary from one person to the next. Like, for example, people do ask me all the time, Monica, what should I start? Well, first of all, I don't know anything about you, okay? You might be disabled. There might be certain things you can't do. There might be certain impediments that you have. Like, for example, a lot of my students do really, really well with specific kinds of opportunities like copywriting, for example. But that requires a firm grasp on the English language, and maybe English is your second language. So there's a lot of things I don't know about you personally that I can help you, as, you know, kind of this video going out to thousands of people. But you can help you, and you can take all of the strategies that I'm going to lay out today for you, and you can make a decision based on what you are able to do and what your limitations are, of course, what you have the ability to do, as well as what you're willing to do to be able to make the kinds of money that these different side hustle opportunities can make for you. So let's talk about the first one. This is going to be the hardest one, and I'm going to kind of breeze over this because this is not going to be for everybody. So for those of you who are like, Monica, I don't want to do that. Well, then that's fine. You don't have to. There's going to be 2 other opportunities after this that I'm going to be sharing and focusing in on. So the very first one is postcard marketing. Now, I'm a big believer in what we call oversized postcards. So they're like 5.5 or 6 inches by 11 inches. That's the largest postcard or the largest piece of mail you can send with a first class stamp. And for those of you that don't mind doing labels and doing stamps on the living room floor while watching movies and sending these postcards out, they can be extremely profitable. And you can send this traffic or these people from these really awesome, amazing mailing lists. I have an amazing mailing list broker. He's like the best on the planet. And you can send these postcards to people who are buyers on different buyer mailing lists. And you can send them to a website, a basic 2-page website, to ultimately send them to an affiliate opportunity. Now, there's different types of affiliate online opportunity websites. Like, for example, there's ClickBank, there's Commission Junction, there's several others like them. But what you're looking for is an affiliate opportunity that pays a lot of money. Now, a lot of these affiliate opportunities don't pay a lot of money, in which case you're not going to be doing this strategy for this or pretty much selling any affiliate opportunity because they don't pay enough money. But what you're looking for are the affiliate opportunities that pay a lot of money. We're talking, you know, like say $600, $700, $800, ideally more, like over $1,000, $1,800, whatever the case may be. And I found in all my years doing this, especially with direct mail marketing, you know, targeting specific kinds of opportunities where people are willing to pay a lot of money is going to be your best bet. So I have focused on stock trading, and we use a partnership company and we sell their product. with them, or for them, I should say, and we do the marketing for them while they created the product. They also do something called Hot Tips for us, which is an annual Hot Tips membership. That's like $2,000 a year for people that just want to be fed all of the trades. Again, we don't do any of this stuff. This is basically a third-party company that does it all for us. And so we found that this kind of opportunity sells really well, especially in a tumultuous market right now, which is what we have with the stock market. Believe it or not, the more tumultuous and, basically a wave of activity, the better off you will be when you're selling any kind of stock trading stuff, okay? And so there's a lot of companies that sell stock trading stuff, including forecasts, that are on these types of affiliate marketing websites that I just mentioned, like ClickBank or Commission Junction and several others. But there's also, we have an affiliate program too that you could take advantage of if you're interested, and you can sign up for a free affiliate account if you'd like. And so that's if you want to sell our affiliate stock trading program, and you would get half of every sale. Every sale is like, I think it's $1,300, and you'd get half of that. Or you could sell somebody else's stock trading program. You don't have to know diddly squat about stock trading, but all you have to do is send postcards out to these highly qualified mailing lists, and people will go directly to the website from the postcard. They will watch a short video, and then they will buy the stock trading course. It's very simple in how it works. Very, very simple. But as you know, sending out postcards is very laborious. It takes time, and you have to do a lot of work unless you hire your kids for slave wage labor and have them do it for you. But other than that, it's going to take some time to put these postcards together. So that's why a lot of people are put off by this opportunity. But I will tell you right now, if you're trying to do this kind of sales and promotion opportunity with, say, Facebook or YouTube video ads or Google ads, many of these platforms will not even allow you to run these kinds of ads to begin with, because they're very strict in what people are allowed to say in their advertisements, which is why most of these platforms these days, when it comes to advertising, simply do not work anymore, because you have to sanitize the content so far down that people just don't respond and you don't get the right buyer anyway. So that's what we found with postcards, and why it's so powerful is that you don't have, the Google police, for example, overseeing what you can and cannot advertise. You have the U.S. Postal Service, and they really don't care what you put on the postcard, provided that it doesn't violate the basic federal laws, which is, threatening somebody's life or having some naked, person on the front. Other than that, they can pretty much care less what you put on the postcard. So you don't have, the Gestapo shutting you down on your postcard marketing, because they just don't care, okay? So that's really one way of driving traffic. It's what I call my offline to online marketing strategy, where you're basically taking an offline, old school methodology of, in this case, postcard marketing, and pushing everybody online to do the sales process. And not only that, you're collecting people's name and email address. So then that way you can continue to market to them through different email drip systems that you would set up preliminarily before you do your campaign. So that is the first opportunity. And it's not for everybody. It's very labor intensive. It's not cheap to do. Your postcards are going to cost you about 29 to 30 cents a piece, and that includes the name and so forth, the mailing list name. But, it's not for everybody, and, it might not be for you. So that is not the only opportunity. You might want to move into something that's going to cost less to get involved in from the start, because maybe postcards is just not for you. So you're probably thinking, well, Monica, what do you possibly recommend on top of that that's just so freaking amazing? Well, here's a business that you might want to consider, but this one also has a couple holes in it. And I'm going to explain to you what the holes are in a second. But the amount of potential profitability in this is freaking crazy and off the hook. I mean, you'd have to see some of the numbers to be able to believe it, but it does take a while to set this business up. So this is not one of these businesses that you could set up and start making money in like 2 weeks. It's just not how it works. So there is a lot of opportunity when it comes to uploading books on the KDP Amazon platform. And you probably heard of this opportunity already. There's, obviously an opportunity to be able to get involved in nonfiction books. There's also an opportunity to be able to get into what we call low content books, even though I don't really recommend those. That would be like diaries or journals or coloring books. That's like low content. Amazon's banning those left and right, by the way, so you probably don't want to focus on that. But then there is the fiction side. And you don't even have to be a fiction writer. In fact, if you use a couple of really powerful AI-based platforms online, you can relatively write an entire book within just a week or two, and you could write it from scratch, and you can turn out a 60 to 90,000 word novel. That's pretty good. That's probably better than anything that I would write and that you would write if you even spent 3 to 6 months writing the novel, but from scratch. And it's fully edited. You don't have to worry about hiring an expensive editor. And even better, when you upload into KDP, you can also select a voiceover voice, to where you don't even have to hire an expensive, voiceover to do your entire book. You can actually use the Amazon one that gives you a choice of like 8 different voices to use to voice over your book for the Audible book. And so it's really a profitable business to set up, but it doesn't happen overnight. I generally tell people it takes 6 to 12 months to set this business up and start seeing some good money coming in. By good money, I mean $10,000 to $20,000 a month. And that's if you're very consistent with publishing, like publishing a book every, say 6 to 8 weeks to start, and then eventually getting on track to publishing one book a month. And that's not easy to do. So if you're looking for that long-term business where you can make some incredible figures, I mean, if you take a look at some of these authors and what they're making online, many of them are under pen names, many of them are self-published. I mean, some of them are making hundreds of thousands of dollars per book per month. Okay, not per year, but per book per month. And it's pretty incredible, but they've spent a lot of time setting their businesses up, and they didn't treat this as an overnight success kind of business. So if you understand and treat the business with the respect that it deserves, and that it does take time to set up and it does take time to get it rolling, then you can potentially do really well with that business. And so finally, let's talk about the business that I really like. A business that you could start for as little as $15. That's kind of dovetailing off of what I just talked about with the KDP, Amazon publishing part, except that you wouldn't be publishing the books yourself, and you wouldn't have to wait that 6 to 12 month time frame to start making money. You could start making money right away if you present yourself as a ghostwriter. So there's a couple of individuals that have been putting out courses on how to publish on Amazon, and they've sold thousands and thousands of these courses that they have. And so there's an influx of tons of people trying to publish on Amazon, but they quickly realize that it's not as easy as they thought. So many of them will go on platforms like guru.com, upwork.com, fiverr.com, for example, and they'll look for ghostwriters to write these books for them because they realize that it's not as easy as they previously thought. And so you could use AI platforms to be able to help you ghostwrite these books for these people. And you can make potentially thousands of dollars per job, to whereas you're essentially writing the book for them. You're not really writing anything because you're having AI do it for you. And then you give them the book and you get paid thousands of dollars. So it's pretty incredible if you are kind of interested in the publishing, but you're not really ready to set up your own publishing empire yet, or maybe you just don't want to do that at all because you don't want to wait the 6 to 12 months to set up your business and start rolling with it. So you can go on any of these platforms like Guru, like Upwork, like Fiverr, and start posting your ghostwriting opportunity, and you could start getting jobs. And the cool thing is, if you're in the United States or any English-speaking country, Canada, for example, or the UK, you could, and you will, get first dibs on most of the jobs, because a lot of companies or a lot of individuals that are looking for ghostwriters, they specifically look for English-speaking individuals who are in English-speaking countries. Okay, so if you look on these websites and you're like, Monica, the competition is just so fierce. Well, it is, but if you think in terms of what people are really looking for and how people filter down these jobs, you'll realize that there's really not that many people that you're competing with when you filter it down by country and English, native English speaking, because people want native English speakers. They don't want people from some foreign country where the book just doesn't sound right and it just doesn't, resonate with the culture. People just don't want that. So you'll realize fairly early on that there really is a lot less competition than you think. So that is a way that you can make money as a freelancer doing ghost-written types of opportunities. So if that is something that you're interested in, then you can literally start as little as $15 a month, even posting jobs on Fiverr.com. And what I recommend that you do is you check it out and you check out other, high in demand ghostwriters, and you check out what they're offering, and you basically maybe emulate what their offering is. And many of them have 3 tiers on what they charge. And so you can emulate what they're charging. You can emulate their bio. You can even have ChatGPT rewrite their bio to where it conforms to what you want your bio to look like. I do highly urge you to do a quick video, like a 30-second video introducing yourself and talking about, in a very excited way, like how you can help them, with their next, Amazon bestseller, whatever you want to say. But the video is where the rubber meets the road. That's where you're going to get most of your jobs from. So if you think that you're just going to whip up a post and that's it and not have any intro to yourself, think again. So whenever you're doing this 30-second video, focus on what you can do for them. Don't be focusing in on yourself. My name is so-and-so and I have a degree in blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares, okay? Focus on what you can do for them. If you're looking for a ghostwriter for your next KDP Amazon bestseller, then your search stops here. This is what I could do for you. And then you go into, your pitch. And that's another thing you can have ChatGPT help you write. Is your 30-second pitch for your video. Just make sure it doesn't look like you're reading it. Make sure that it looks like it's like organic and natural, the way you are, talking to them through the camera. But this video is going to make or break whether or not you get jobs, because there's so many of my students who venture down this path of getting, involved in these freelance gigs, whether or not they're ghostwriter gigs. They could be other types of gigs. For example, you can do, unboxing videos. You could do video spokesperson videos. You can do voiceover types of things. There's a lot of different projects you can do on these freelance platforms. But the part that nobody seems to want to listen to when it comes to my recommendation and how to get these jobs is doing that 30-second video. It should be maximum of 60 seconds in the intro video. That's the part everybody wants to skip over, and then they're wondering why they're not getting the jobs. It's because they're not willing to do the video, okay? So the video is where you'll get the jobs from, because people will resonate with you. They'll feel like they're connecting with you through the video, and then they'll want to hire you. Okay, so that's how it works. And if you're willing to skip the video, then just don't even do any of the freelance gigs, because you're not going to do well with that business if you're not willing to at least do a 30 to 60 second video. So the video is where the gold is, and where you're going to get all your jobs, and how you're going to get all your jobs. So if you found that this was amazing and helpful, give me a nice thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel. Drop some comments down below about maybe some other types of, quick money making things that you want to know more about. And I could do videos about that, because I would love to be able to help you and assist you in any way that I possibly can. Make sure that you sign up for my free school, which is school.com/Monica Main. I have a ton of different side hustle free trainings in there under Classroom. So again, school.com/Monica Main. Go to Classroom once you're accepted into the group, which is generally takes about 24 hours. And go to Classroom and check out some of my free side hustle trainings that I have for you to make sure that not only you survive in these rough months ahead, but that you thrive in maybe ways that you've never thrived before. This is Monica Main signing off, and I will see you in the next video.